Hi, I'm Phaedra. So lately I've been feeling pretty stuck with my art, as in, it's not as me as I would like it to be. I know that finding your art style is a long process and that it takes time, but I've had this art style for a while now and I'd like to improve upon it a little more than I have been. In order to start that process, I've decided to take up an old art challenge called the Art Style Bend Challenge. Or if you're a viewer of Love to Draw Manga, you might know this as the Anti-Style Challenge. I will be referring to these names interchangeably. To be honest, the whole reason I'm doing this challenge is because I didn't know where to start in terms of improving my art. So I figured if I just experimented a bit, then I'd get some ideas as to where to go eventually. I started by drawing something in my normal style and then listing some major characteristics I noticed in it while keeping in mind more minor characteristics. So I listed down things like variation in line weight, which is something I have to work into my art from time to time as I'm naturally heavy-handed. Bright colors, two-tone shadows, detailed stylized eyes, small pupils, lots of curved lines, semi-shiny, and thick eyebrows. Now, there are a lot of ways I could go the opposite of my art style. It's semi-realistic, in my opinion, with a lot of stylized factors. So I could either go full on realism, or I could keep the cartoony nature and just come up with a different technique. Which is what I decided to do, as it was much more fun than realism for me. When choosing what to draw, I just chose myself Sona. She has the most colors out of all of my characters, and I like drawing the shiny beads in her hair. That, and because I didn't want to choose one of my characters to draw in the anti-style and offend my other characters. Okay, I know that sounds really, really stupid, but in my head it makes a lot of sense. I didn't wanna do a big drawing for this challenge, mostly because I had just finished a really large piece with 3 different characters in it, and I was feeling a little lazy and drained. But also because I had a feeling that just a bust shot would work for this. I know this script has the best transitions. That was sarcasm, please bear with me. I mentioned being tired of my art style. That's not to say I don't necessarily like it, it just means I feel like it could be better. Especially after watching June's latest video about art style, watching that pushed me further into the mindset of, I want to watch something that makes me that happy. So I've decided that I'll do whatever I need to make an art style I like, even if it means doing things the, quote, wrong way, unquote. I don't know, I just think it might be fun that way. I know that developing an art style is going to be a rather long process, but I thought that making a few videos on this while I was working on it would be okay. You know, let people know that no matter where you are on your art journey, you can still start over and reevaluate what you enjoy about your art. Speaking of reevaluation, it looks like I've managed to talk my way into the style bent portion of the video. You have no idea how hard voiceovers are for me. Here, I basically did, well, the opposite of the things I mentioned previously. No line variation, muted colors, minimal shading with hard edges, simple eyes, large pupils, sharp edges, less shiny, and thinner eyebrows. I'm going to be honest, this was both harder and easier than what I thought it would be. There were some things that were hard, like I did forget to use muted colors when doing this, so I had to go back and recolor things when I realized. I also had to redo the sketch many times because I wasn't sure what I was doing, like, at all. Once I finally got that down, however, I just used a line reference to get all my lines the way I wanted them, and I was set. My reference was actually a lot of Parallels art. I like the way they do lines, so I tried to mimic that to an extent. I know I was supposed to make things less shiny and muted, and I mostly did that. I couldn't help but add small highlights to the eyes though. Speaking of the eyes, I'm actually really happy with how they came out. They make me really happy despite being more simple than what I typically do. And at last, we've made it to the end of the video. I hope my rambling wasn't too all over the place, and if it was, I hope it didn't suck to listen to. I had a lot of fun making the art and creating everything in this video. It was really cool. I will have all the creators mentioned in the description box. Please go check them out. With that, I'm Kiyomi Storybook, and I hope you've enjoyed your time with me and have a wonderful day.